All right. Good morning, Florida Panther fans. Now, I know you guys are expecting happy, and we'll get there. We will get there. Um, but I gotta let you guys know something here. I'm gonna play something real quick. If you guys know from the streams, kid goes by the name of Ghost. Um, and we text. He's on the streams a lot. He's been trying to get me on his show. We're just trying to make things work out time wise. And he sent this to me last night, and he had said if I had time to play it on the stream to play it. I didn't get to it because my phone was just blowing up. But I just want to play for you what Ghost said last night after Duke scored.
Come on, boys. What a beauty from Duke. We tied the game. We're in the second period. We're out shooting them. Come on, let's get fired up, boys.
That's it. The reason why I'm playing that now is because I heard from his family this morning that he took his own life last night. He passed, and they're pretty sure that that's what happened. So his real name was Nolan, and he was 20. And I'm not going to get into the whirlwind of feelings I'm having because, in hindsight, it's probably clear to me that he was just reaching out. And so this video might be a little bit muted, but we're going to try to keep it pep and positive because obviously that's the space he was in last night. And I don't know what happened between then and this morning. I don't suppose any of us will ever know, but he left some stuff, and that's for the family to handle. But I'm in contact with them. I said if there's anything I can do, but right now, obviously, everybody's down there is in shock and everything. So that's that, and I'm sure there'll be more on it from me at a later time when I know more details and if there's anything that I can do. But I just want to let everybody who comes to the streams know that that's what happened. Okay, so the game, the game. Um, I don't. There's a statistic I'm waiting to give till after we get that many, but it's a really good stat, but I don't want to jinx it. I can wrap that stat up and by saying that how many games in a row now we're just shutting them down. Like they get the second goal, and Bob is doing what Vasilevsky used to do to us to say, "That's it, no more, no more goals." You were there, Stu. How was it?
Well, you guys, Eric just hit me with this like he's hitting you with this.
Yeah,
So, I
yeah,
mean, I'm not going to just get into the game and stuff without obviously offering condolences to the family.
yeah, yeah.
I've actually had a couple of people in my life that went that route, and it's really horrible. And I'll just say, never get off the phone with your parents, your loved ones, whatever, without saying goodbye. I mean, I love you. I never get off the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom's gravely ill, as you all know, and it could be imminent. And I never leave her without saying I love you, or my sisters and my close friends and stuff. Life's fucking precious, man. So
Yep.
anyway, so now and it's what's wild is, guys, I was gonna start the video like there wasn't going to be any negativity in this video because there was really nothing to be negative about. Yes, I went to the game. So here's my shout outs. First, I got a shout out to my new buddy Hector. Hector is a new hockey fan. He's from Mexico, and he's got a 12-year-old daughter, Sophia. So Sophia, if you're watching this, I hope you enjoy that bobblehead and that All-Star poster. put that up in your room. But anyway, so Hector's got seats in 121 row 6, which is where the Panthers shoot twice, facing the benches, 6 rows down, from the ice. I mean, you can hear the skates crunching. That's how
Nice.
close you are. And yeah, so it was the first time I've sat low like that in a really long time. Where you sit gives you a different perspective.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I like to sit up a little bit because I like to watch the plays develop. But my impressions, well, as you guys all know, I always talk about the first 5 minutes of the game with Bobrovsky. It either happens or it doesn't happen. And unfortunately, I said, watch out. The Leafs are coming out. I'm afraid, I don't know, but there could be a goal in the first couple of minutes.
Right,
and sure enough,
right.
and I didn't realize this because unfortunately, from these seats, it's great for the Panthers shoot twice side, but when you got to look down to the right, to the opposite end,
Yeah.
it's tough. I just saw the NHL Network replays, and it seems like Matthews ring one off the crossbar again at the start of the game.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, I was gonna have a point about that. Is like, when that happened, I said I just kind of thought to myself, I suppose the hockey gods are still on our side.
Yeah, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Normally, Matthews buries that on us.
Right.
Anyway, so we come down, and now I see why the 2-on-1 developed, and that's because Mahura pinched. The defense was doing a lot of pinching last night.
Yeah.
And, of course, Matthews gets it, and 2-on-1, bang, bang, boom, 1-0 Toronto.
Right. And they never scored again.
2 minutes and 26 seconds.
They never scored again. We gave them one. We decided we felt bad for them, so we put one in their net for them. But, so go ahead.
All right. So then, I thought, I don't know really who dominated that game yesterday. I'd like to think that, we did, but just moving on to the second period and and I think that the thing that changed the game was the trip by Shen on Verhaeghe.
On Verhaeghe, yeah.
And pretty much at 2-on-1, and Verhaeghe was probably going to bury that. And okay, so Shen trips him, penalty. But more importantly, Shen goes into Samsonov, and
right.
Next thing you know, he's skating off, and now we got this kid. And then, one thing leads to another. I was asking people, does Duclair score on that breakaway if Samsonov is in the net and not this kid who was coming off the bench cold?
Well, the way I figure it is the breakaway is 50-50, and he had two. And the kid stopped one and let one in. I got to figure Samsonov. Maybe Samsonov does it in reverse. That's all.
It was a great move.
Yeah.
He took him out of his jock strap.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's just say, Mark Stahl had a really good assist. Wasn't on that play, but was on the Toronto goal. Perfect deflection. All right, but we tried it. There was just an air in the building, and I didn't see as many Toronto fans as I thought I was going to.
Yeah, I got mixed reviews on the stream.
I didn't see a lot of blue and white jerseys.
Right. Now, you were there. It's hard to hear it on TV, especially because I got the volume low. Because I heard in the beginning the Let's Go Panthers and Go Leafs Go was on top of one another. But after a while, it sounded like they were going, Let's Go Panthers, Go Leafs Go. Let's go. That's what we heard that a couple of times. And I don't know if it's maybe you guys didn't hear because it was all muffled. But the mics, there was a period in the second period, where they were singing it together like one big song, and I was laughing.
I didn't really pay attention. What I will tell you is the Go Leafs Go didn't last long and it got drowned out.
Right.
And that's, that's unlike some games in the past.
Yeah.
For me, and I'll get to the whole, overtime stuff. I think the difference in this game, and I said it, shout out to Mark and Saf. Great ride to and from the arena. And I said something about the referees having an impact on the game.
Right.
And sometimes the referees like to insert themselves and it changes the course of the game.
Right.
How many penalties did the Panthers take yesterday?
That would be 0. And I was waiting too. I spent the whole third period going, there's no way. There's no way they're gonna end this game with 2-0. There's no way. And the clock just ticking. And it gets to 5 minutes. I'm like, these sons of bitches are gonna give them a power play with like
Has
2
it ever
minutes
happened?
left.
I mean, I will say this. The Leafs also got away with stuff. I mean, they had to call some obvious stuff, but I mean,
Right.
look how blatant that trip was at the end.
Well, that's what I mean. There was the 2 penalties. There was the one where Verhaeghe got tripped in front. You gotta call that. And then there was the one where he almost when they held on to Duke when he was going to have a clear break, and Duke was arguing he wanted a penalty shot on that. Obviously, he didn't get it, but I mean you have to call that. And there was after that there was about another 10 have to calls both ways, and the refs were like, nope. They. I mean, the one time they twice in near the end of the third period, they damn near tackled Bennett in front.
And, well, the goalie.
Yeah,
the goalie made a kick save on Bennett's shin bone.
I know.
So I'm shocked.
Yeah,
I am shocked. Could this be the first game all year where we've had?
It's gotta
0
be
penalties.
It's gotta be.
And that's been our Achilles heel.
Right.
The penalty kill.
Right.
So that was weird. Okay. So anyway, we're tied 2-2. You said in the second that we're going to overtime. I think you sent me a text.
Yeah, most likely.
Oh no, maybe Brian.
No, yeah, I don't think it was me. Yeah.
My best friend out in LA
Yeah.
is watching all the games. Major Panther fan. I think he texted me. He knew it was going to overtime, but the Lundell Reinhardt chemistry,
yes,
telepathy is like Barkov and Huberdeau, but
yeah,
the Lundell, and that's why that line is so good, because Luosterainen has just, if there's the guy that wins the award, and it's between Luosterainen and Montour, but the guy that wins the award for me as the most improved player is Luosterainen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that kid's freaking off the charts right now. He's making all the right moves. Yep. But that move, Reinhardt shoots it in, goes around.
Yep.
And Lundell, without even thinking, maybe it was a set play between them, throws it behind the net. Reinhardt gets it, goes to wrap around. The goalie's looking left. Reinhardt comes right, boom, in the net. I mean, it happened so fast. I'm like, holy shit.
I know.
We just won. We're going up 3-0.
I know. And look, Reinhardt, that play, he skates into the zone. There's nobody there. So he circles back and then waits for everybody to be able to get in. He splits right in between 2 Toronto defenders, goes around the third, gets it to Lundell, and like you said, I mean, Lundell just pops it right back to him. And, I mean, that play.
That had to be a set play, Eric. I just, the way it happened, Lundell didn't even pick his head up. You watch that replay.
Right.
Lundell didn't even look at anybody.
Right.
At least from the replays that I've seen.
Right.
I've looked at it a few times. It doesn't look like he even picked his head up to see where Ryan. He just shot it behind the net. So I'm thinking, but it was bang, bang.
Yeah.
Crowd obviously went nuts.
Right.
And we're up 3-0. Who would have thunk it? But the thing that stands out in my mind that I had to mention was, and it just shocked me on the ride home, I said, I don't think we had a penalty.
Yeah. No,
I
I
can't
know the
remember
whole
the
third
last
period.
game all this season
I
where
don't
we
think
didn't
so.
have one penalty kill.
I don't think so. Like I said, the whole third period, I was just watching that clock go down, and I was like, I know they're gonna do it. They're gonna, and I was watching our guys, and I'm like, don't do anything, please, don't do anything that they have to call, and they
Yeah,
didn't. They didn't.
we smothered them. I don't think Bob had a tough night. I mean, there were only a
No.
few, but unlike that other night where he was just all over the place, I think it
Well,
was. I don't know how many shots there were for the Leafs, but for the most part, the only guy that, in my mind, was a threat was Tavares. The rest of the
yeah.
guys, other than Matthews getting a couple of shots, but we've done a really good job in shutting them down. Oh, before I forget, I'm going to give a tip of the hat to Aaron Ekblad for
There
a
you go. Yes.
fantastic pass to
Two of
set
them. Two of them.
Duke, to set Duke up on his breakaway. He
Yeah.
actually did not have a bad game. Although in the third period, as time was winding down, look,
Can't do
you get the
it.
good with the bad. And I was debating whether to mention this, but that's my job as the reviewer.
Go ahead.
Did he not try and pull Mackenzie Weegar behind the net? He's got Matthews on him. I don't know who the other Leaf player was. And instead of throwing it away, he tries to stick hound behind the net and loses it. It didn't hurt
Well,
us.
now I did see that. Now, however, I understand what was going on there and what was happening. Toronto made multiple adjustments, okay, and one of those adjustments was they were not allowing us to clear the zone by wrapping it around. I watched, especially in the third period, and I saw Ekblad do this. I saw multiple people do this, where instead of trying to get that first pass out of the zone, they were just carrying the puck out of the zone. And I think what Ekblad was trying to do was, if you looked on that play, Toronto had somebody right at the point. So if he sends that around the boards, he's going to give it back to Toronto. So I think he was doing two things, just trying to keep it behind the net and maybe try to chip it to himself to skate out, because later in that period he got one where there wasn't as many Toronto guys around, but there was a couple, and he just skated it out. I saw Montour do that. I saw Mahura do it. So because Toronto made a couple adjustments, and the other adjustment they made was, and I talked about this in the recap, the play where we send a guy behind the net and the trailing forward comes, and then the guy behind the net sends it out in front, and the trailing forward pops it in. What Toronto was doing was, when we sent our guy behind the net, instead of the defender chasing the puck, they were letting us have it behind the net, and that defender was then backing off to intercept the pass, and we kept trying that pass, and a couple of their chances came when we were pushing forward, and they intercepted that pass because they had put a defender there, and then they were going the other way because everybody on the Panthers was pushing forward. I saw that multiple times last night. So I think some of that play in particular, I think Ekblad was trying to figure out which way to go, because Toronto had somebody at the point. So if he wraps it around the boards, it's going to get it's going to get intercepted there, and they were doing that a lot.
I was just so focused on him, I really didn't see where our other players were. It worked out okay, but that's my only comment. Other than I think he played a good game.
He did. It was his outlet pass to Reinhardt as well in overtime.
Guess what's coming?
Here comes the garbage man. Wait a minute, it's not Monday. Oh, it is Monday.
Just keep talking for a couple minutes.
It is Monday. So hold on a second. I'm gonna mute you. All right. We muted Stu. Now he can still hear us though, so I can't talk shit about him. No, Ekblad had everybody had a good game. Of course, look, Mark Stahl. That's the one thing I know. Just give me the thumbs up when the garbage men are gone. Yeah, okay. So look, the thing with Stahl, because I saw some people, you win some, you lose some with him. Now, yes, he can get walked around. All right, he's not the fastest guy in the world, but he's always in the right position, like always in the right position. Now, he might get beat every once in a while because he's not the fastest guy in the world, but more times than not, he separates the puck from the puck carrier and does the right thing. And maybe next year you're talking about bringing in a Kierstead or a Carlson or something like that in his place. But right now, he's not exactly playing lights out, but he's been playing physical. And most of the time, I mean, look, we're giving up 2 goals and 2 goals and 2 goals. So nobody can be playing that bad, especially when he scored the second goal, as it is. Let's check on Stu. We good?
Now they're filling up the truck, so
We're
I'll,
good right
I'll
now.
mute myself when it passes.
Okay.
But I think what we have to take a look at is look at the scores in these games.
Right.
They're not 5-1, 6-1, 7-1. I mean, look what happened with the Devils in Carolina. I like winning these games 2-1, 3-2. That's what Maurice. That was the game plan.
I didn't have to change the banner at all, but the date. I didn't even have to change the score or nothing. I just changed the 5 to 8. That's it.
It's just, man, it's really nice to see everybody leave the arena, whooping it up.
Yep. Yeah. They were chanting, "We want Florida." I saw people were saying, "Oh, go ahead. All right, you're good." Oh, I think I have to unmute you.
There we
No,
go.
you're good. You're good.
Okay. So yeah, everybody was this was the chant in the arena.
Right.
We want Florida.
Yep.
We want Florida.
Yeah. It's a good day. With
Listen, 3-1. Obviously, we did it. A number of teams have done it. 3-0. Game 4 at home.
That's how many teams have done it. That's how many teams
I mean,
have done it.
let's just finish these guys.
We have to finish this.
We don't want to use the S word, but
I'm not using the word, but
yeah.
But
let's just finish these guys. We got it. Why go back to Toronto?
Right. Honestly, the only reason to go back to Toronto is if we're getting concerned that we're going to have too long of a layoff. Because at this point, if we win Game 4, we could have at least a week off. So,
yeah,
I mean, we're going to be fresh. We're going to be fresh and rested. That's for damn sure. They're going to have like a couple of.
Listen, I said it wasn't a bad thing going into Toronto, right? Basically, the day after we finished off the Bruins.
Right.
The players get in a routine, and you're right. 6, 7, 8 days. Who knows how long Jersey and Carolina are going?
Well, not just that, but it's like somebody reminded me. They have to wait for the Western Conference too. The conference finals can't start one without the other. So if we finish this Wednesday, we're going to be off for a while.
What do we do? Throw the game?
No, I think Maurice just goes back into training camp mode. I think you give him a couple days. Like if we finish Wednesday, you give him Thursday, Friday, right? And then, or maybe even by Friday or Saturday, you go back into training camp mode and you just push them hard. You push them hard, and you watch the other games. And then when it looks like okay, we're going to play in 2 days, 3 days, then you back off. But I think if we're going to be off 7 days, I think day 3, 4, and 5, you push them hard like it's training camp. Not so much with the hitting because you don't want people getting hurt. But in terms of keeping your cardio up and everything like that, that's what I would do because that's a long layoff.
Yeah, well, we haven't won Game 4 yet, but I will tell you, I don't see the fight in the Leafs, and that's just I don't see desperation. I don't see we really want this thing. Like
You
the
know what I
Panthers.
see? I see the exact same thing I saw last year with the Panthers against the Lightning. They won the round, they finally did it, and now they don't really have they haven't quite figured out what it takes to win in the second round. Just like last year, we were in most of those games, right? We were watching a game and it's just like it's like you knew. It's like I know we could play better than this. We can beat these guys. Why can't they figure it out? Sometimes you got to lose. Sometimes you got to lose. And that's when a lot of teams, a lot of fans of other teams last year told me was that, it's a completely different animal getting through the first round than it is the second round because the intensity ratchets up. And if you spend all your energy and your emotional energy finally winning a round like we did last year, they're coming at us in spurts. But what they tried to do last night, and I think what it is they're frustrated because they've tried in spots to play our game. And what I said during the first period was, I wonder who's gonna have the legs at the end of this game to finish it off. And if you notice, Toronto dominated the first half of that third period, and then it was like a light switch. We turned it on, and I was surprised we didn't finish it off in regulation because we had a lot of good chances the last 5-6 minutes
Yeah,
of
that Bennett,
regulation.
that Bennett between
Right.
the legs bullshit.
Oh, jeez. Right. So
All he's got to do is, as he's coming around, is stop on a dime, fake it, and go left.
he had him down. He had him down. All he had to do was move it back to and roof it with his backhand. He had it. But look.
But you're right, and I think I talked to Billy about this, and I actually watched a YouTube video. It was something about the Stanley Cup, and they're interviewing all these players, and they talked about Lanny McDonald never winning it and finally winning it, and Ray Bourque, of course.
Right.
And then Denny Potvin was talking about how they lost to the Islanders in the semis in '79. And I remember that because you talk about the dynasty for the Islanders, which I was around. The Islanders could have won 6 cups in a row. I don't know if anybody realizes that. We had the same team that won in '80, in '79, the Gillies, Bossy, Trottier one, and the Potvin, and we lost to the Rangers. And you could see Denny Potvin was sitting, I don't know if it was the door of the bench, and he's sitting there just like, you could see he's like in shock.
Right.
And he said something to the effect that you can't appreciate, like losing. You have to lose before you win.
Right. Yeah. And it's very true.
You have to feel that just utter gut-wrenching feeling. And maybe last year, after having the year we had, and then just being stoned by Tampa, maybe it just is, they said we're not going to do that again this year.
Well, look at Markov.
This is a team, belief in yourself and the team is like half the battle.
Look, it was the perfect storm of President's Trophy. Then we get no wins in the second round. You bring Maurice in, who brings this style, and then Kachuk falls in our lap. I mean, we had to give up a lot to get him, but does anybody think we're doing this with Huberdeau and Weegar?
I said, when you think, that's the comment I want to make. When you think about it, what did we give up?
Right.
We gave up a guy that never showed up in the playoffs with all the talent, 4 playoff series, and he didn't show up once. And we got a defenseman that was so overrated that cost us a game. And then you're right. And then like the pieces just fall into place. Who would have thought that Brandon Montour would score as many goals and get as many 73 points for a defenseman, bro?
Yeah, I know.
That's impressive. I mean, Mackenzie, who?
Right.
It's Brandon Montour.
Right.
And then, of course, we get the unbelievable, you don't want to call it luck. It's just, we've always dreamed. We had it once with Pavel Bure, but unfortunately, we had him on the decline when he had all those injuries, and we didn't have the team around him.
Right.
But we get the unicorn.
Yeah.
And you watch him. I mean, he wasn't involved, I don't think, with any of the goals last night.
Right.
But I watch him, the beauty of going to the game, and I was pointing this out to Hector, and I said, the beauty of going to the game is you can just watch a player the whole game.
Yeah.
Every shift. You just watch where he goes, what he does, and that kid is so smart. There was one play, if they had only gotten the play, he was in front of the net by himself.
Yeah.
And if the defenseman had only gotten the puck, he was just waiting for it. They had only gotten the puck to him. I know that goal, that puck was going in.
Yeah.
But he hits. I mean, there was not a lot of scrums and
No.
none of that shit yesterday.
No, it was
you definitely know when Kachuka's on the ice.
Yep.
So listen, man.
So now look,
it's a lot of fun.
Did you watch the recap? It's okay if you didn't, because I got a math lesson for you. You would understand. Here's the thing. I got a math lesson for you, for everybody. We did this last night in the recap, but for anybody who did not watch the recap or only watches these videos, now at the end of every podcast that I do for the members, links are in the description, $3 a month. And every Monday through Friday podcast I do story time with Jaws. But this is going to be math with Jaws. Now this is important, okay? You ready, Stu?
Yeah, bub.
What is that? How many fingers am I holding up?
2 in the middle finger.
How many freaking fingers?
3, bro.
What's this? What's that?
I don't know. My eyes. Let me put my glasses on.
This son of. How many is this?
4, Jaws. 4.
Okay. What's this?
3, Jaws.
What's this?
4, Jaws.
Do they let you keep playing if you win this many?
Yes.
No, the correct you fail. You fail math class. If you only win this many, you go home.
Oh no,
you go home.
I meant you need one more.
You have to win this many.
Right.
Okay? And there are plenty of teams that won this many that okay, go ask Boston if this many does it. So
I see your point. Yeah, I failed math. That wasn't my strong suit.
I went fishing during math class. I did okay in geometry. They put me in algebra. I said, screw this. I put the rods in the back of it. I had a 1968 Plymouth Fury. And I could even get my big surf rods in the back of the trunk, and I didn't even have to take them apart. That's how big the freaking car was. And after about third period, about 11 o'clock, I'd call up Holliver Pier, which is no longer there. And I'd say, hey, how's fishing? And if they said they were catching bluefish and mackerel, that was the end. That was the end of my school day. I'd get in my 68 Plymouth Fury, and I'd go go fishing. And so stay in school.
You know what's really nice is I obviously the broadcast was over by the time I got home, so I didn't see what the pundits, commentators in the post game on TBS said. But the NHL network, I mean, they cannot not mention the fact that the Panthers are just peaking right now. If you think about it, we win, 6 in a row. We go 6-1-1 in the final 8 games to make the playoffs. And now we've won 6 in a row. Can you tell me another team that's peaking, like just winning, like we're winning?
No, everybody's all over the place. I mean, look at New Jersey and the Canes. I mean, it's funny because in my recap of the game 2, this is my bad. This all me. In the recap of that game, after game 2, I said, I'm going to say this because I know I'm going to jinx it, but it's not my series, so I don't care. But I don't see how New Jersey wins a game. Sure enough, I saw the score yesterday. I'm like, son of a bitch, that's beautiful. Now I can control the other games too.
Can you believe it? I mean, I turned on the game. I forgot,
Where the
what
hell
time the
did
game was starting, and it was 4-1.
I
And
know.
I saw 7:36 left in the first period. I'm like, holy shit, what's going on here? Jersey looked like a completely different team.
I know. And look, the
Carolina
Canes.
they looked like they didn't know what they were doing. So
That was crazy.
that's weird.
So we don't know what's going to go on there. You see the Kraken. I mean, last night it was 1-0. I uploaded the recap. I came back and it was 5-1. I'm like, what is going on? You know what I mean? And the same thing with Edmonton and Vegas. That's been all over the place. It's like 4 goals here, 4 goals. It's like they're taking turns scoring 4 goals apiece at a time. So it's crazy.
Dude, Edmonton has a 56% power play.
Dude.
They've scored 16 power play goals. In that video about the Stanley Cup, Denny said we had 15 power play goals against the Flyers in that final, and that's what won them the cup.
Right.
I mean, we had a power play goal, whoop-de-doo, but listen, one game at a time.
That's it.
Maurice has them really zoned. Everybody's
so
zoned in, and you can just see it. Everybody's doing their thing.
Everybody's playing so good.
What's that?
I'm saying everybody is playing so good that Eric Stahl no longer stands out as one of the better players. Remember, there was plenty of time. I'm not saying he's playing bad, but there was plenty of times this year where we're like, I think the best guy on the ice is Eric Stahl right now. You know what I mean? I mean, that's true.
Well, it's really good about the way that the games are going on, that they're rolling those 4 lines.
Yeah.
And we got a great, I will say, we have a great top 9.
Oh yeah, the way they're playing right now.
Duke is finally playing like we know he can.
Yeah.
But the weak spot for me is the 4th line, but the 4th line's been pretty good.
No,
they're doing what they have to do.
Doing what they have to do.
And of course, Bob is just zoning it.
Yeah.
Even if he's not having to come up with spectacular saves, he's just doing his thing.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
So I think his save percentage is up to .939 right now.
Yeah.
Not too shabby. So anyway, things are going good. It's a great day here in South Florida. And can't wait for Wednesday.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, my condolences to Ghost's family. I'm sure you will hear more right now. They're kind of in shock, so we'll see if anything goes on there. What's today? Monday. I'll be back with the podcast a little bit later, and then not sure if Kyle and I are streaming the game tonight. I know we're going to be streaming Canes Devils tomorrow night. Kyle woke up not feeling 100%. I got a little tickle in my throat as well too, so I'm not sure about tonight. So we'll go from there. But I got at least one little short coming out. For those of you who watch Steve Dangle's videos, I got a little something coming out a little bit later on this morning involving him. So all in good fun.
Before I get off, I do want to acknowledge a couple of people that did meet me in between periods. Tom, Esoteric Veritas, second time. Good job, Sean and Manuela. And obviously Hector, man, thank you so much. And of course the Queen, Dana.
Yes.
Always a pleasure.
That's how you're going Wednesday, right? Was Dana gave you tickets,
Dana,
right?
And
I'm not so sure how she's gonna feel about being called the Queen, though. We'll have to.
Well, listen.
Well, she liked the Queen, but I don't know if she wants to. Well, Dana, let me know. I'll get a text. Trust me, I will get it as soon as she views that part of the video. It's gonna stop, and I will get a text from Dana with 1 or 2 reactions.
Well, I have a special gift for Dana that I didn't bring yesterday.
Dude, keep that personal. What are you talking about?
No, she's gonna. I want to get. I want to get her reaction when she sees what I'm gonna give her. But
It still sounds bad, bro.
no, it's only.
It's
It's
not
only
getting
good.
any better. You're just digging
It's a
the
very
hole.
rare
It's
piece of
worse.
hockey. It's a rare piece of hockey memorabilia. So
Okay. All right. All
I'll
right.
le-
You saved it.
I'll leave it at that. And Mark,
She
of
hates
course,
me
and
now
Sean,
by
thanks
now.
for
I'm sure.
driving. We have the three of us have a really good vibe going on, driving to the games
Cool.
and driving back from the game. So Wednesday should be fun.
All right.
And yeah, let's close these suckers
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Let's close this up.
Let's send the Toronto fans in tears going, what happened?
Yeah.
We were
And then
supposed to beat these guys.
right, and then we could watch the media just talk about how Toronto choked, just like Boston choked, instead of giving us credit.
Yeah,
for
instead
it.
of giving us our due
Right.
and,
That's okay.
saying, oh, the Panthers deserved it because they
Right.
played better. Yeah,
Right.
Toronto choked like Boston choked.
Right.
I hate
Right.
that.
I know. I'm with you, bro. All right, guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate all the support, and I'll see you again later on with the podcast.